Well, you're here because you filled out a survey about a guy and he scored a C. In many important ways, this guy is falling short. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you, things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10 dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10 dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He isn't just all talk. He will make steady progress in his career because he works hard and sticks to his plans. He's the kind who shows up early, takes his duties seriously, and doesn't quit until the job is done. If he learns to be a bit kinder and manage his anger, he could really go far.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he's likely to react sharply, maybe raising his voice, blaming others, or withdrawing and becoming silent for some time. He doesn't break down in a quiet way but lashes out or gets frustrated very openly. Just know his way of dealing with stress isn't gentle, and those nearby might feel the tension too.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work may respect him for his discipline and hard work, but he isn't the easiest person to get along with. He often speaks his mind without thinking how it will make others feel, and he can get angry or impatient quickly. This means there are likely to be arguments and misunderstandings with coworkers.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you succeed in your career, he might not show pride openly. Instead, he could feel uneasy or even threatened. He measures success by hard work and doing things perfectly. So, your achievements might make him wonder about his own progress. You may notice him becoming stricter or more critical, or picking fights for small reasons.
What if you start earning more than him?
Yes, if you earn more than him, he will likely feel upset and a bit insecure, even if he doesn't say it out loud. He may act cold or get annoyed over small things, finding ways to blame you or criticize your choices without admitting the real reason. You might notice him becoming more withdrawn or quick to argue about money and career matters.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He handles money with a lot of care and discipline. You'll see him tracking expenses, sticking to a budget, and making sure bills are always paid on time. Big risky purchases or surprises are not his style. He prefers to plan and avoid waste.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He lives well within his means and does not try to show off or pretend to be richer than he actually is. He values order and planning, so you won't find him spending on fancy things just to impress others. In fact, he's careful and might even choose simple, practical options over anything flashy.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is generous in his heart, genuinely caring when someone is in trouble, but when it comes to money, he can be quite strict. You may find he's willing to help someone in real need, but in everyday situations, he watches spending closely, sometimes saying no, even when you feel it's okay to spend a little more. His kindness is real, it shows in actions or caring words, but he just can't agree with waste or careless spending.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is usually clear and straightforward about money matters, wanting everything to be organized and accounted for. He'll want to discuss budgets, savings, and expenses openly, and he expects you to do the same. So you can trust him to be upfront, but be ready for serious, sometimes blunt conversations about every rupee spent.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He is likely to believe that chores should be handled in an organized and responsible way, but he often expects clear roles rather than sharing everything equally. If he has grown up seeing women do most housework, he might think it's mostly your job, especially if it fits with his idea of order at home. He isn't lazy and will help with tasks he feels are his duty, but he probably won't jump in just because you ask.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
Most of the time, he will focus on keeping things organized his way, which often means telling you how things should be done or checking if you did them right rather than rolling up his sleeves. He is not the type to jump into chores or change diapers naturally. He feels more comfortable making plans or suggesting how to improve things. If you want true partnership in daily work, you may need to ask directly and set clear expectations together.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
Most of the time, he's more focused on proving his own point than truly listening to your feelings. If there's a disagreement, he can be quick to argue and may raise his voice, trying to show he's right instead of working things out peacefully. It's tough for him to pause and see things from your side, especially when emotions are high.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he can become sharp and say things that feel hurtful. He doesn't always hold back his words, and sometimes his anger shows up as raised voices, harsh comments, or even slamming things around. He may not mean to hurt you deeply, but in the heat of the moment, respect often takes a backseat to his frustration.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, he does get angry very quickly. Small things can set him off, and his reaction is often strong and hard to ignore. If you're hoping he will change or that love will fix this, it's wise to be careful.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
It's hard for him to say sorry and truly admit when he's wrong. Most times, he'll blame you or give reasons why you made him react that way instead of taking responsibility himself. This can be painful and confusing, especially if you value clear, honest conversations.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He can be very set in his ways and sometimes struggles to see things from another person's point of view, especially when his own desires or habits are involved. Because of this, he might not always respect your boundaries right away, and you may find yourself having to repeat or defend your no more than once. If standing your ground is hard for you, this could feel draining over time.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he is likely to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He may feel rejected or get moody instead of simply understanding that everyone has off days. This can put pressure on you, making you feel guilty for setting boundaries.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
He is not the best at handling emotions gently, especially when angry or upset. If you have a fight or disagreement, there's a risk he might bring up private or sensitive things you shared, using them in an argument or to prove a point. If feeling safe with your private moments is important to you, this is something to be cautious about.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is likely to be faithful in his relationship, as he values routines and sticks to what he knows. He isn't easily swayed by new faces or excitement and prefers stability and order in his personal life. Loyalty matters to him more than chasing thrills.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
Yes, he is likely to act over possessive at times. He might want to know where you are, who you're with, or question your choices, even if you've done nothing wrong. His need for control and order can show up as jealousy or being very strict about your friendships and activities.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
Yes, with him, what seems like protectiveness often crosses the line into being controlling. At first, he may say he worries about your safety or wants the best for you. But over time, his rules and demands might limit your freedom and make you feel watched or restricted. This doesn't come from true care, it's more about needing control and having things done his way.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He is likely to see certain parts of parenting, like discipline, schoolwork, and routines, as his job, but will expect you to handle most of the daily care, comfort, and the emotional side. He thinks of family life in terms of roles and responsibilities, often following what he grew up seeing. Don't expect equal teamwork unless you insist on it.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he is likely to lose his temper quickly. Small mistakes can trigger a strong reaction. He might yell, scold harshly, or say things that sting, rather than staying calm and guiding them gently. He finds it hard to control his anger in stressful moments and may be strict or impatient without meaning to deeply hurt anyone.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He will recognize your hard work as a mother, especially if things are neat, well managed, and routines are kept. However, when it comes to supporting your dreams, hobbies, or needs outside of motherhood, he may not be as encouraging. He often sees family roles in a traditional way, expecting you to focus mainly on home and children.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, this is a real possibility with him. He may seem supportive of your career at first, especially if it fits with his sense of order and family progress. He values routines and traditional roles, so what feels like support early on may turn into pressure to give up your independence later.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He is more likely to act polite on the surface rather than showing real warmth to your parents. He will follow the expected customs, greet them properly, and do what's required to keep things orderly, but genuine affection or deep, friendly conversations may be rare. His way of interacting is usually practical and respectful, but not very emotional or close. He is likely to expect your family to adjust to his ways rather than the other way around.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he is likely to react strongly and may make things worse instead of calming the situation. When bothered, he can lose his temper, say harsh things, or become distant, which can increase tension rather than solving it. His quick reactions and strict nature can make family stress feel heavier than it needs to be.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he is likely to expect you to act like a traditional, supportive wife in front of his relatives, even if he seems modern and relaxed when it's just the two of you. He cares about routines, order, and how things look in front of family. So he will want you to follow customs, dress modestly, be respectful, and play the expected role during family gatherings. It's important for him that you fit into his family's way of life, especially under their eyes.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension between you and his family, he is more likely to stay out of it or quietly side with them rather than openly support you. He values order and traditional roles, so he may believe it's your job to adjust and fit into their way of doing things. Be ready to handle some challenges on your own.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
He is likely to be quite influenced by his mother and family traditions, so you may find that he often listens to her advice or prefers to keep her happy. In a conflict between you and his mother, it's rare for him to openly take your side. Instead, he may try to avoid the issue, stay silent, or gently push you to adjust, believing that family harmony is more important than picking sides. Even if he loves you, his loyalty to his mother and to keeping order usually comes first.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, he's likely to share many details of your fights or private life with his mother or sister, especially if he feels upset or unsure about what to do. He turns to his family out of habit, seeking their advice or approval on family matters, even when it's about something very personal between you and him. This can leave you feeling exposed, misunderstood, or like your relationship isn't truly private.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So that's the story. This guy scores a C. In many important ways, this guy is falling short of the standard we would want. Being with this man day in and day out means living with someone who is hardworking, strict, and very set in his ways.